Big news for Chicago Bulls fans. Rumors are swirling about the future of head coach Billy Donovan and whether he could be on the hot seat. Plus, there's talk of a blockbuster trade sending Zach LaVine to the Atlanta Hawks. What's behind these rumors, and how could these potential moves impact the Bulls season? Join us as we dive into the latest gossip, analyze the possible scenarios, and what they mean for the future of the team. Hit that subscribe button and stay updated with all the latest Chicago Bulls news. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. We've got you covered with breaking news, trade rumors, and in-depth analysis of everything Bulls. From United Center to the front office, we're bringing you the inside scoop. Hit subscribe and let's talk Bulls basketball. The Windy City is buzzing with speculation, and we're here to break it all down for you. From whispers about Billy Donovan's future as head coach to shocking trade rumors involving Zach LaVine, we're covering it all. Plus, we'll dive into how these potential changes could reshape the Bulls roster and impact their chances in the highly competitive Eastern Conference. So, whether you're a die-hard fan or just keeping tabs on the NBA rumor mill, buckle up and get ready for an in-depth look at the Chicago Bulls' current situation and what the future might hold. Let's dive right in. First up, let's talk about the man at the helm of the Bulls ship, head coach Billy Donovan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't the Bulls just extend Donovan's contract last year? You're right, they did. But in the fast-paced world of the NBA, things can change quickly, and there are rumblings that Donovan's seat might be getting a little warm. Let's rewind a bit. Donovan took over as the Bulls head coach in 2020, inheriting a team in transition. In his first season, the Bulls showed promise but ultimately missed the playoffs. Then came the 2021-22 season, where Chicago made some big moves, bringing in DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball. The result? A return to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. But here's where things get complicated. Despite the initial success, the Bulls have struggled to take that next step. They were eliminated in the first round of the 2022 playoffs, and last season, they barely squeaked into the play-in tournament before being eliminated. Now, some sources close to the organization are suggesting that the front office might be losing patience. The argument is that with the talent on this roster, DeRozan, LaVine, Vucevic, and others, the Bulls should be performing at a higher level. Critics point to a few key issues. Offensive stagnation. Despite having multiple all-star caliber scorers, the Bulls' offense has often looked predictable and easy to defend in crucial moments. Player development. There are questions about whether young talents like Patrick Williams and Kobe White have progressed as much as they should have under Donovan's guidance. In game adjustments, some analysts argue that Donovan has been outcoached in key matchups, particularly in playoff situations. Team identity. After 3 seasons, it's not entirely clear what the Bulls' identity is under Donovan. Are they a defensive team? An offensive powerhouse? This lack of a clear identity has led to inconsistent performances. On the flip side, Donovan's supporters argue that he hasn't had a fully healthy roster to work with. Lonzo Ball's extended absence has been a significant blow to the team's plans, and injuries to other key players have disrupted continuity. Additionally, Donovan has shown the ability to connect with star players and manage egos, which is no small feat in today's NBA. His relationship with DeRozan, in particular, has been praised by many within the organization. So, what's the verdict? As of now, there's no concrete evidence that the Bulls are actively looking to move on from Donovan. However, it's clear that this upcoming season will be crucial. If the team doesn't show significant improvement and make a deep playoff run, don't be surprised if we see a change at the head coach position. The Bulls front office, led by Arturas Karnisovas, has shown they're not afraid to make bold moves. Remember, they let go of Jim Boylen after just 2 seasons. While Donovan has accomplished more than Boylen, the pressure is undoubtedly on for him to elevate this team to true contender status. Keep your eyes peeled, Bulls fans. The first 20-25 games of the upcoming season could be make or break for Billy Donovan's future in Chicago. Now, let's shift gears to what might be the biggest bombshell of the offseason: the swirling rumors about a potential Zach LaVine trade, with the Atlanta Hawks emerging as a possible destination. Buckle up, folks, because this is where things get really interesting. Zach LaVine has been the face of the Bulls franchise since he arrived in Chicago as part of the Jimmy Butler trade back in 2017. He's a two-time All-Star, an Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most explosive scorers in the league. So why on earth would the Bulls consider trading him? Well, there are a few factors at play here. Contract situation: LaVine signed a massive 5-year, $215 million max contract last summer. While he's undoubtedly a star, there are questions about whether he can be the best player on a championship contending team. Fit with DeRozan: despite their individual talents, the LaVine-DeRozan pairing hasn't quite lived up to expectations. Both players excel with the ball in their hands, which has led to some awkward offensive possessions and a lack of overall team flow. Defensive concerns: LaVine has improved on defense, but he's still not elite on that end of the floor. For a team looking to take the next step, having your highest-paid player be a defensive liability can be problematic. Team direction: there's a growing sentiment that the Bulls might need to consider a rebuild or at least a significant retooling. Trading LaVine could bring in a haul of young players and draft picks to jumpstart that process. Now, let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks connection. Why would the Hawks be interested, and what could a potential deal look like? The Hawks have their own star guard in Trae Young, but they've struggled to find the right backcourt partner for him. LaVine's scoring ability and off-ball skills could potentially complement Young's game well. Imagine a backcourt with two elite scorers who can both create their own shots and play off each other. It could be dynamite. But let's pump the brakes for a second. While these rumors are intriguing, there are several reasons why this trade might not happen. LaVine's value to Chicago: despite some fit issues, LaVine is still an elite talent in his prime. The Bulls might believe they can build a better team around him rather than starting over. Atlanta's commitment to Young: the Hawks have built their team around Trae Young. Bringing in another ball-dominant guard like LaVine could create similar issues to what the Bulls are facing with the LaVine-DeRozan pairing. Financial considerations: LaVine's max contract is massive. The Hawks would need to send out a significant amount of salary to make the deal work, which could strip them of valuable depth. Bulls' reluctance to rebuild: Chicago's front office might not be ready to hit the reset button just yet. They could prefer to make smaller moves to retool around their current core. It's also worth noting that other teams could enter the LaVine sweepstakes if he truly becomes available. The Knicks, Lakers, and Mavericks have all been mentioned as potential suitors in various reports. One key factor in all of this is Lonzo Ball's health. If Ball can return to form, it could dramatically change the Bulls' outlook. His playmaking and defense were sorely missed last season, and his return could potentially solve some of the issues that have led to these rumors in the first place. There's also the possibility of a middle ground. The Bulls could choose to keep Donovan but trade LaVine, or vice versa. In either of these scenarios, the team would be signaling a desire for change without fully committing to a rebuild. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be bringing you regular updates throughout the off-season and into the new season, so you won't want to miss out.